I want to tell you something about the pyramid system that we have devised in order to make it easier for the students to learn the language. And this facilitates the process for the learner. In order to illustrate the point, I'm just going to draw this little triangle here, and then you will see our classification of the language. Okay, so you've got like one-word sentences. For example, hello, which could be a way of greeting or a way of like showing annoyance. Like hello, meaning like, what are you doing? Or you're not paying attention, or stuff like that. So I'm going to write it here as a one-word sentence. The reason why I refer to this as a sentence is the fact that it's got communicative value. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been considered a sentence. It would have been considered a word, which is not. Actually, this is not a word. This is a sentence. So, all right. Hello. And then you've got other words. Now you've got like two-word sentences. A little phrase like, see ya. Okay. How come there's no? Okay. Now, got it. All right. For example, something like, catch you later. You know? Yeah. Okay. Catch you later. All right. And here, right, now, oops, all right. Okay. Little mistake here. Okay. Let me fix this. Okay. As you can see, we have actually categorized the language in a different way. We don't see it like, you know, like grammar as it is like, you know, like present simple, whatever. How we start is kind of different. For example, with a very low-level elementary student, we start around here. So we just give them like very simple phrases like hello, bye, see ya, goodbye, or whatever, bye-bye, or good morning. And then if you are working with a higher level student, actually, let's say pre-intermediate to intermediate student, you can venture into the area of like four-word sentences, or even 5-word sentences and 6-word sentences, all the way down. Actually, the further down the pyramid we go, the more advanced your students are. So what happens is that instead of going further down, you can also add to the actually density of the pyramid. You see, like for example, your typical student has something about, this is my information, it would be like kind of off to give it to you just like that, but something around like maybe 150 sentences in this layer of their language, meaning like they can actually produce or come up with as many as 150 sentences that are actually made up of 3 words. So you've got 150 here, maybe 300 here. Here you've got a lot because you've got like adjectives, you've got nouns and stuff like that, and which do have communicative values. And here there is a possibility for making mistakes on the part of the students, which you can overcome by actually fixing the pyramid through input, through more and more input. What we do is like we give our students movies and series mostly, because in series language gets repeated all the time. People have like specific textures in their languages, and then what we do is like we give them more and more of input by giving them more and more sentences. One of the assignments that students are given is like where they is actually kind of an exercise where they're supposed to do nothing but copy paste whatever they see in movies. Actually, what we do is like we just let them watch the movie, and this will appear on their screen in the form of subtitles. And then what they do is like they just pause their movies. They actually select, for example, 4-word sentences, like "come here right now," or other sentences which are similar. And then what they do is like they just put all of them in a folder or a kind of like a packet of some sort, and then they just present it to the teacher, where and the teacher goes through the list to see if there are mistakes when the students are transcribing, or where they're like if there is misspelling or stuff like that. And actually, it goes down, as I said before, it just goes like further down, 5, 6, and 7. My understanding is that the language stops at around 7 to 8. Like if you have a sentence made up of 18 words, it's usually the combination of a 5-word phrase plus a 4-word phrase, maybe 1, maybe 2 here, and then all together they just form an 18-word sentence. Well, this is how we approach the language. So in this way, we do not really actually put our students in categories like terms. We just put them in groups where the density is the determining factor, not actually the knowledge or whatever they know, or especially isolated words, which is very common in our country. Because in our country, there are a lot of people who have actually a very huge amount of isolated words which are not internalized, which are not contextualized, and that's why it's hard for them to come up with sentences, with actually longer sentences when they want to present something, or when they want to actually hold a conversation of any kind. But in this system, what we do is like a kind of a, how should I put it? Like, for example, if you want to make the teeth of a young person even, you just give them braces. This actually functions like braces for the language. What happens after a while is that a kind of a corrective endeavor, a corrective attempt on the part of the student to even out the language and to get rid of the mistakes by getting more and more correct and reliable input.